All right, we're here tonight at the McKendree Rec Plex, where the Highland Bulldogs are taking on Freeburg Waterloo this evening. Tuesday night special here from the Rec Plex. Bulldogs from Highland coming off a loss last night to Belleville. Tough team, hoping to play a little bit better tonight. The Jake Restman on with Jack Nimmo on defense. Jake, the Snake, comes up to center line. He gets it to Hicks. Hicks loses the puck, regains. Tries to dump the puck back into Rinder, and it gets picked off. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo across Bulldog zone. Shot on goal to Konieczny. Nice stop by Wade. And here comes Josh Restman Jr. He gets it across the blue line, shoot just wide. Come to the point, Nimmo keeps it in, dumps it into the corner. Jack going to keep it in at the blue line. That deflects off a Freeburg Waterloo player. And here comes Aiden Banning. Shot right into the glove of Bulldog goaltender Wade Konieczny. And we'll get started here right now. Happy belated birthday to Bulldog goalie Wade Konieczny, because I believe he celebrated Big 1-8 last night. We'll get a change here for the Bulldogs. Kyson Hoyt back tonight for the Dogs. He clears it up to Gunter. Gunter gets it up to Patton Weiss. Weiss is at center ice to the blue line. Shot knocked away by the blocker of the goaltender. Gets it to Gunter. Gunter's shot on goal. Nice shot, but that one stopped as well. Freeburg Waterloo goes down. No call. Aravik able to get the puck up to Gunter. Gunter with the puck. Forehand, backhand. He gets it to Weiss. Weiss gets it across the line. And Cooper Hicks goes to bring the puck in, but his team is offsides. 12:34 remaining in the first period. A couple of shots on goal for both teams. On the face-off, too far for Aravik. He'll go in and chase that. The Neff boys are a couple of guys to watch for Freeburg Waterloo, as they have the majority of their points. Both of them play at a pretty high club level as well. That one's thrown in front, knocked down and around. Able to get it to the... Oh, Konieczny not ready for that one. Luckily it goes wide for Highland. Play to the back of the net for one of the Neff boys. He's given the business by Kyson Hoyt. All the way back to the blue line. Unable to keep it in. Freeburg Waterloo pulls back out to their own blue line and waits. Cooper Hicks chips that one forward here on the near boards. And it goes all the way back into Freeburg Waterloo zone. Wyatt Rinder back there, he's going to pick it up. He's looking in front. He had Hicks. Waited a little bit too long. Josh Restman Jr. gets it in for Hicks. Highland trying to keep it in. Restman gets it back to Nimmo. Nimmo on his stick gets it into Restman Jr. Shot, good save by Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. Gus Tolley with a nice little hit along the far boards. And here we are one-on-one. Freeburg Waterloo going up against Jack Nimmo. Shot, Nimmo does a good job with his stick to keep that from getting to Konieczny. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck back behind the net. They wait, kick it back to the defense. Comes all the way back to Clark. That one is deflected. Does not get to the front of the net. Tolley takes one of the Freeburg Waterloo players into the boards. And Nimmo has the puck on his stick. He goes backhand, forehand. Gets around the back of the net. And it's kind of in between Tolley and Rinder. Tolley gets it to Rinder. Played far side here. Turpinning can't get his stick on it. Highland gets the puck. It's Josh Restman Jr. Coaches yell him to send it. He skates it in. Tries a toe drag. That gets blocked. And Freeburg Waterloo able to clear the zone. Jack Nimmo's going to go ahead and skate it back in front of his net. There's nobody there. Freeburg Waterloo tries to get it to the front. No one home. Here comes Jake Restman. Jake does a nice job of getting it around a Freeburg Waterloo defenseman. Can't get it to the front. Restman again with the puck. He holds, tries to get it to Gunter, and he can't get it to him. as it's knocked down by a Freeburg Waterloo player and will getting icing call with 9:53 here left in period number 1. Gunner with a shot that gets blocked in front, flies over the top of the goaltender. Jake the Snake able to keep it in. He flops it around all the way in the boards. Hoyt tries to keep it in. He's got it. He gets it to Gunner. Gunner leaves it for Weiss. Shot. That gets knocked down by the goaltender. A good scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. Hoyt takes it, hammers it back to Ressman. Over to Gunter. Gunter skates it to the red line. He gets it over to the blue line. He makes a couple of nice moves. Shot. That hits the stick of the goaltender. Highland able to keep it in for the moment. Freeburg Waterloo tries to hit Neff on a pass. Goes too high, too hard, and too far. And that one is going to go for an icing. On the draw, Freeburg Waterloo's Neff comes up with it. Shot that's deflected, pushed wide by Konieczny and up into the netting. We'll get a face-off to Konieczny's right, I believe. On the draw, it's Ressman Jr. for the Bulldogs. Won by Freeburg Waterloo. That's a shot, goes wide. Landon Hicks tries to pick that thing up. Ressman Jr. with the puck. He skates it back to behind the net, pulls up, gets it to Dortch. Too far for her. She lets it go to Hicks. Here comes Landon Hicks. He gets around one Waterloo player. Shot in front. And the goaltender was able to stop that one and also prevent any juicy rebounds from coming to the front of the net, and a rushing Wyatt Rinder from following up on that. And 8:33 puck frozen. Nice job by Tolley to keep that in. He pushes it around the back of the net. There's Oren. Oren is in for the Bulldogs. Zip. Gus Tolley tries to keep it in. Gets it to Gunter. Gunter goes to help out. He tries to get it to Oren. That hits a stick of a Freeburg Waterloo player. Played along near boards. Nice job by Hoyt as he's trying to keep it in. Eventually Freeburg Waterloo gets the puck. They skate across blue line. Nice shot and good save. Freeburg Waterloo keeps it in. Tolley going in for it. He's able to get it up to Oren. Oren looks for help. He gets it to Kyson Hoyt. Hoyt with the puck. He's going to flip it on a backhand to Gunny. Gunny gets it. Shot. Knocked down by the goaltender. And Freeburg Waterloo going to skate it up. And too far. And we're going to get an icing again. With 7:36 to go. We'll switch ends. And face-off will be back in the Freeburg Waterloo zone. On the face-off, it's Ressman Jr. He's got Weiss and Justin Lai on for the Bulldogs. Ressman Jr. gets it up to Justin Lai. Lai chips it. Got his number 19 on. Shot. That goes high and over the top of the net. Freeburg Waterloo just dumps it right to Jacob Ressman. Jake looking for some help. He had Patton Weiss. Couldn't get through cleanly to him. And here comes Freeburg Waterloo. They get across the blue line. Shot, glove down by Konieczny. And we'll get a face-off with 6:54 left to play. In period number 1, we've got no score. Shots on goal 5 for Freeburg Waterloo and 7 for Highland. Hoyt on the draw, gets it back. He skates it up to the blue line. Rinder's going to have to hold the blue line. He does. Highland was in danger of being offsides. Ressman and Aravik can't keep that one in. Ressman to Aravik, back to Ressman. Here along the near boards, Ressman looking for some help. He skates it up to the center line. Makes a nice nifty move, gets stood up at the blue line. Highland offsides as they're being told that they are off. So they go back and retreat. Here comes Banning for Freeburg Waterloo, who dumps it on a backhand, and Konieczny just going to hang on to that. Lots of face-offs and goalies holding the puck and icings early. 6:13 left to play. Ressman Jr. on the face-off. He wins it to Cooper Hicks. Hicks hammers it around the back of the net. He's got Zach Hauer. Hauer goes east to west to Gunter. Gunter gets it up to Ressman. Ressman skates in, shot, and another good save by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. Freeburg Waterloo wins the draw. Nimmo back on defense. Bonenberger gets around. Nimmo shot on Konieczny, and it goes in short side. And it's 1-0 Freeburg Waterloo. On the face-off, Highland wins it, but Freeburg Waterloo able to get the puck. Lai gets it up to Cash Wallace. Wallace over the blue line, poked away from him, onto the stick of Lai. Bonenberger with another shot, and he is going to throw that right into the breadbasket of Konieczny. That puck wheeled all the way around. There's Cash Wallace. Wallace looking up. He carries it in, dumps it. Hoyt going for the chase. He pulls up, leaves it. Tries to leave it for Lai. Wallace trying to get to the puck, keep it in for the Bulldogs. Lai in there to help out. Comes on to the feet of a Bulldog defender. That's Jake Ressman. He pulls it back out. Gets it to Gus Tolley. Tolley from his own blue line up to center ice. That goes off at the stick of Wallace and into the Freeburg Waterloo zone. Wallace pins up against the boards. He's got a little bit of help as Hoyt comes in to help out. Freeburg Waterloo's going to skate that down, pushes it into the Bulldog zone. Gus Tolley back to help. Tolley pulls up, reverses, looks up, finds Wallace. Wallace chips it forward to center ice. Highland's going to go for a change. Freeburg Waterloo allows it to happen. And Highland back on the ice. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. Gets it up to Weiss. He's able to keep it in. Good job by Patton. He gets it to Rinder. Rinder backhand. Nice pass to Hicks. Heck of a save by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. Nimmo keeps it in for a moment. Hicks comes in to help out. Backhands it into the zone. Nice job by Hicks. Highland's had several opportunities. Goaltending for Freeburg Waterloo has been stellar thus far. Ressman takes the puck, skates it back into his own zone, behind his own blue line. He finds Nimmo. Nimmo back to Ressman. Ressman sees some daylight, over back to Nimmo. Nimmo carries across center ice, across the blue line. Skates it in, shot on goal. Smothered, covered by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender, who's putting on a clinic early. 3:37 left to play, 1-0 Freeburg Waterloo with the lead. On the draw, Freeburg Waterloo wins the faceoff. Restman has the puck. He shoots that off the blocker of the goaltender. That one's chipped forward to Nemo, too far for him, on goal. Konieczny plays it to Nemo, who plays it back for Dorch. Nemo tries, it gets stripped of him. Bonenberger on a backhand. And Restman Jr. goes in the corner with Bonenberger. He's picked, thrown back on net, shot. Another great save by Konieczny here, as Freeburg Waterloo had a golden opportunity to make it 2-0. Restman with the puck, he skates it. Restman tries to get it to Gunter. It's picked off by Neff. Neff carries it across the blue line. Wrist shot, partially blocked by Dorch. Restman gets that puck, tries to get it over to Gunter. Gunter pokes it back and away. That one goes off of his stick. Oren goes in for it. Played around the back of the net. There's Dorch. She lets it go for Gunter. Gunter looks up and he finds Oren. Restman gets his stick lifted by Bonenberger. Neff with the puck. Shot goes off of the leg of Konieczny, and he'll cover that up. 2:16 left to play. Period 1. Still 1-0. Freeburg Waterloo. The Bulldogs offense looks like this. It's Lai, Hoyt, and Zach Hauer. Hauer gets it up to Lai. He tries to keep it in. Hauer able to clear the zone. Freeburg Waterloo's defender tries to keep it away from Highland. He flips it up and it goes into the netting and into the crowd. The very sparse crowd here at the McKendree Plex, where the Wi-Fi is held strong so far. Probably shouldn't talk about it, but I'm going to will it through the existence of tonight's game. Hoyt on the faceoff. He gets it to Lai. Lai takes a wrist shot, and that goes a little bit wide. Played all the way back into the Highland zone. I see Cooper Hicks. He's going for it. Hicks skates it behind the net, and he pulls up, looks to see what he's working with. Plays it over to Hauer. Hauer centers it to Freeburg Waterloo. That was scary. And here comes Hoyt. Hoyt's got Lai. Plays that off of a foot of the defenseman of Freeburg Waterloo. Aravik plays that one back into the Freeburg Waterloo zone. Just a minute over, or just a little bit over a minute to go. Cooper Hicks able to keep that in. He tries to dance around a player. Rinder with it on his stick. He shoots it just wide. Back to Cooper Hicks. Hicks keeps it in. That hits a couple of sticks and goes wide. Back to Rinder. There's your 1 minute warning. And here comes Freeburg Waterloo. That one's dumped in just wide. Restman Jr. dances around Aiden Banning. He's tied up by Banning. That one comes to the front of the net again. There's Landon Hicks. Tries to get it up to Rinder. Highland turns it over. Shot from Konieczny. Another save by Konieczny. 30 seconds to go here in period 1, and Cash Wallace is just going to top that one up down the ice. Highland swarming. Oh, Rinder almost jumped in front of that one and had himself a 2-on-1. Instead, it gets cleared down the ice. Restman Jr. gives up the inside lane. He gets smushed into the boards. That one totally bats down right into Konieczny. Thrown back in. Landon Hicks with 4 seconds. He's just going to poke it forward, and that'll do it for period 1. After 1, it's 1-0. Freeburg Waterloo over Highland. Shots on goal 13-11. Freeburg in favor. I'll be back in just a second. All right, we're back for more. Period number 2, 14 minutes on the clock, and here we go. Restman Jr. on the draw. He wins it back to Nimmo. Nimmo skates it over to Cooper Hicks. Hicks looks up. Pocket pick there as he was trying to get it to Restman Jr. Skates around Nimmo, shot, and Konieczny takes that and holds it up against the boards, or holds it up against the net for a stop. Early 16 seconds in, period number 2. Freeburg Waterloo wins it. Around the back, there's Cooper Hicks. He's able to pull up. He gets his stick lifted as well. Centered across. Nice backhand. Konieczny covers it up. Whistle comes. And the Bulldogs will make themselves a change here as they've lived dangerously in their own zone for 28 seconds. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. They get it in front. Dance around, wait, looking to set something up. Shot comes from the corner, hits the side of the net. Back in front, nobody there except Hoyt from Highland, which is good news for us. Hicks with the puck. He gets it up to the blue line. Hicks able to put a little pressure, tries to get it to Rinder. That one goes wide. Rinder holds the puck. He waits, tries to get it into Hicks. There's Hoyt. That one goes wide. And it's going to come back and all the way out. Nimmo's going to go ahead and give chase back all the way in his own zone. And we'll get a puck stoppage, clock stoppage, icing stoppage. 12:54 left to play, period number 2. Hoyt, Hicks, and Rinder on the offensive side here for Highland. Aravik and Tolley for the defensive side. Hicks leaves it for Hoyt. Hoyt shoots that right into the legs of a Freeburg Waterloo player. Aravik holds the blue line, does a nice job there. In for Rinder. Rinder in the slot for Hoyt. Save. Doggone it. Had a good opportunity there to even the deal. He got a great shot on goal and got a little bit on the backhand there. A really nice setup from Rinder to Hoyt. Highland with some pretty good pressure early. 12:33 to go here, period 2. Restman Jr. on with Gunter and Lai. All the way around the back of the net. Restman tries to keep it in. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo. Luczynski gets it up. Tolley takes over for Highland. Back up to Lai. He makes one move. Highland can't keep it in. Luczynski empties the zone. That one driven in. Gunter going to keep that one in. It gets caught in his skates. Highland can't get anything going here early. Tolley puts that one on, and it's deflected into the netting. Restman stays on. We change out wingers. Weiss tosses that one. It gets picked off. Freeburg Waterloo gets in the Bulldogs defense. Aravik. I'm surprised there's no penalty called there, but there wasn't. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. They center it, and a goal. As they do, and it beats Konieczny on the ground to make it 2-0 Freeburg Waterloo. As Bonenberger makes it 2-0, he's got both goals for Freeburg Waterloo. That one gets deflected by a stick, goes up in the air, and Konieczny's going to just hang on to that.
Number 73, assisted by number 9, and number 29,
Neff with a shot. Nice stop by Konieczny. Makes also another nice stop on the rebound. Highland able to get that puck out. Kept in nicely by Hoyt. Kept into Rinder. Rinder to Hicks. Hicks looking in front. Hicks throws it back to the defense. Jake Ressman. Ressman throws it to the Freeburg Waterloo players. And it comes back to center ice. Didn't do it on purpose, of course. Back to Cooper Hicks. Hicks able to hit Hoyt. Hoyt's at center ice. He comes across the blue line. Coughs that one up. Cleared back to center ice. Neff comes in. He's got a partial break. Nice job by Ressman as he tries to put a stop to it. And one of the Neff boys takes that puck and puts it right between the legs of Konieczny to make it 3-0. Gunter gets it at center ice. He turns that one over. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. They put it in front. Over to Gunter. He brings it into the Freeburg Waterloo zone. Gets it to the blue line. He's looking to set something up. He pulls it back. Leaves it for Nimmo. Konieczny able to flip that one into the legs of a Freeburg Waterloo player. Dorch gets the puck. She puts it on her backhand. Nimmo throws it up to Gunter. Gunter pokes it forward all the way down the ice, and we'll get an icing call with 9:41 left to play in period number 2. Back to Clark. That hits Hauer. And here comes Orrin. He tries to get the breakaway at center ice. They keep him from getting to it. Nimmo gets the puck. He tries to get it to Ressman. Hits the skate of Hauer. Gets it back to Ressman Jr. He gets right into the slot. Gets to the top of the circle. He's got Orrin. Orrin just throws it through the crease. Nice job there. Dorch gets it. Does a full 360. Orrin with the puck back behind the net. Gets it to, oh my goodness, gets it to Ressman. And that puck flutters up to the top of the net, lands on top of the net. And we're going to stop and play there. Highland looking for offense, trying to change some things up. We'll see what we can get. Hoyt on with Gunter and Hicks. Here in the Freeburg Waterloo zone. That gets too far for Gunter. Aravik keeps it in. Tries to put it on Gunter's stick, but Freeburg Waterloo going to break out. Here they come. They get up to the blue line. Freeburg Waterloo looking to center that puck. Luczynski lets that bounce. Here comes Gunter. Gunter on with Hoyt. Gunter gets through. And he's tied up. Gunter with the puck, tries to get it to Hicks. That one goes, doesn't get through. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo. Neff with a shot. Konieczny's going to cover that up. With 8 minutes, 24 seconds left to play in period number 2. Rinder skating hard to get to that puck. That's good hustle. He overskates a little bit. It's Rinder, it's Lai, and it's Weiss on here with Tolley and Aravik. Tolley to Aravik. He's got the puck. Chips it back to Tolley. Tolley looks up. He is able to get it to Rinder. Lai jumps in. Comes Justin Lai. He does a nice little pull-up. Lai dumps it behind the net for Weiss. Weiss looks in front. He had Rinder. Rinder couldn't get a shot off. Rinder taken into the corner. Wyatt Rinder does a good job, strong on his stick. But that's chipped forward. Gus Tolley back to pick that puck up. He's going to skate it around the back of his net. Tolley gets it up to Weiss. Good job by Justin Lai, being persistent. Lai able to get it to the front of the net, but it's too high. One bounds and bounces around. Nice job of keeping it in by Aravik. Weiss goes back for the puck. He's boxed out by a Freeburg Waterloo defender, and that's going to be cleared out of the Freeburg Waterloo defensive territory. Jack Nimmo with the puck. He chips it forward. Ressman Jake goes back for it. Jake's going to skate around with it and get it up to center ice. Bulldogs could probably use a change. Rinder goes in. Wyatt Rinder goes to make a move. He stood up by Turpinning. Hicks goes for that. Hicks, Landon tries to get the puck. He gets it to Nimmo. Nimmo just feeds it over into the corner. Back in the slot for Jake Ressman. That one doesn't get through. Cash Wallace throws that to the front of the net. Back to Josh Ressman. Ressman skates it in. Shot. Another shot, and Landon Hicks gets that one to go in off of the goaltender's glove, I believe, and it flutters up and in the goal. Landon Hicks with one for the Bulldogs. Everybody, 3-1 Freeburg Waterloo, 6:16 to play here in period number 2. Here comes Neff along the far boards. It hits a stick, so they won't call icing there. That one goes up and into the netting. We'll get a stop and play. 5:53 left to play. Period 2. There's a shot that goes wide. Oren tries to get that out of the zone. He can't. Neff keeps it in. Oh my goodness, what a great pass to Bonenberger. He puts both hands on his head like he can't believe that that didn't go in. Or that he didn't get it on goal, one of the two. Highland tries to get it to center ice, can't. Freeburg Waterloo's Bonenberger keeps it in. That one comes back to the point. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. Shot, gets through to Konieczny, and he blocks that one off to the side. Bonenberger goes back in. Hoyt giving him the business. Ressman, Jake Flavored, pulls that up and is going to ice that down on the ice. And we will get a stop and play. 5:08 left to go, period 2. Highland down 3-1. As we're going to get Lai, Rinder, Gunter on this line. Here comes Justin Lai. Highland 2-on-2. He's got Gunter with him. Lai tries to get it to Gunter, it looked like. Hit a stick in front and went on goal. Either way, a good opportunity for Justin. Cooper Hicks goes back for that one. Hicks plays it all the way around back for Konieczny. Behind Konieczny for Gunter. Gunter chips it forward for Reagan Dortch. She looks up and plays it over. Too far for Lai. Lai throws it all the way across. Icing waved off by the referee, who must have seen something that I didn't. Back to the point to Luczynski. He keeps it in for a moment. Chipped ahead and back into Freeburg Waterloo territory. Gunter keeps it in. He gets it to Rinder. That one gets intercepted. Played back for Rinder. Rinder looks in front. Rinder too far for Gunter. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo. They're picked by Cooper Hicks. Cooper gets the puck over to Luke Gunter. Gunter in the slot. Shot turned away by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. Gunter makes a nice move. Tries to get that up to center ice. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo. Nice job poking that away, Cooper Hicks. Hicks gets it to Ressman, up to Rinder. Rinder to the blue line. Across the blue line. Rinder makes one move, keeps it on his stick. Rinder being persistent for the Bulldogs. He gets it to Ressman. Ressman toe drag, shot. Nice job there by the goaltender for Freeburg Waterloo. Weiss in the corner. He's ridden into the boards. Continues to stay with the puck. Nice job there by Patton. Ressman Jr. played into the boards. Just a little bit under 3 minutes to go here in the period number 2. Ressman gets the puck. He's guarded on his forehand. Takes a shot now. That goes a little bit wide. Nimmo with the puck. He looks to set something up. That hits a leg. Nimmo back to the point. Ressman Jr. with a slapper. That hits some legs in front. Hicks takes it over into the corner. Highland keeps it in for the moment. Nice job by Hicks. Back to the point. It's Nimmo. Nimmo gets it to Tolley. Tolley is shot. We're going to get a high stick. And that's going to be on Landon Hicks. He'll go off for a high sticking call. It'll be Hoyt, Gunter, Nimmo, and Tolley trying to kill this one off. Freeburg Waterloo shot, goal. It's a Neff brother. I'd say it's a surprise, but it's not. And Freeburg Waterloo makes it 4-1. Aravik with the puck. He gets it to Gunter. Gunter on his backhand. Freeburg Waterloo picks it up. They're 2-on-1. Shot. Save made by Konieczny, and he falls on top of it. 1:53 left to play, period number 2. Another shot, another save. Konieczny, nice job. On the faceoff, Hoyt ties up Neff. Nice job here by Jake Ressman. He goes up, he just dumps it in the zone. There's Gunter. Gunter played into the corner. Gunter with the puck. He gets it to Oren. Oh, that net kicked straight up off by the goaltender. At this age, they should be calling penalties for that. That's my 2 cents. The goalie knows better, and he faces 2-on-1 pressure. And all he does is kick the net off, and he's done it again. The referees just haven't called it yet. Back to the point, it's a Ravik. A Ravik shot, that goes just a little bit wide. Lai tries to get it to Rinder. To Restman. Oh, that one gets picked. Nice job there by Rinder. Oh, into the corner. Rinder and Freeburg Waterloo player go into battle. That one shoots out to the front. There's Restman. He's going to pull up. 30 seconds to go in the period. That one goes in high for Restman. Good Lord. And Freeburg Waterloo's Neff is going to go off. My goodness. He comes up real high on Restman, and he's going to go off. Nimmo with the puck. He fires that into the skates. Here comes another Neff. Nimmo goes to block it, and he does. Nice job by Jack. He gets that one up to Hicks. Hicks cross-checked in the back. Nothing called there. Nimmo with the puck. Center ice, 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. And that'll do it for period 2. We're back for period 3. It's 4-1. Freeburg Waterloo. That puck comes back to center ice. Gus Tolley gets it to Nimmo. Nimmo plays it up to Gunter. Gunter too far for Hoyt. Freeburg Waterloo chips it back in all the way around the back of the net. Tolley picks it up. He's going to fire it all the way up to Gunter. Too far for him. And it'll be icing on the Bulldogs. Nimmo to Rinder. Rinder plays it back to Nimmo behind the net. Leaves it for Tolley. Tolley skates it up to Weiss. Nope. Thought he was going to pass it to Weiss. Loses the puck. Tolley gets the puck. Back to Nimmo. Highland, less than a minute to go on the power play. We're going to do something with this or not? Here we go. Up to Rinder. Rinder gets it at center ice. He dumps it. Restman Jr. going to chase. He's got the puck. Looks in the slot. Too far. Tolley goes down trying to keep it in, and that leaves Freeburg Waterloo with a 2-on-1. Shot, nice save by Konieczny. Comes up to Rinder. Rinder keeps it in. He leaves it for Weiss. Weiss has got the blue line. He's kind of by himself. Leaves it, drop pass for Rinder. Rinder shoots it. That's deflected up into the netting. 16 seconds to go on Neff's penalty. Hoyt wins that to Hauer. Hauer in the corner. He loses the puck. Back to Hicks. He keeps it in at the point. Lai tries to get a stick on that one. Freeburg Waterloo chips it forward, and they're going to kill off the penalty. Just 2 seconds left on that. Hicks gets it for Snake Ressman. Snake, Hauer. Hauer pushes it in the zone. Tries to keep it in. Hits off of a body. Hoyt and Hauer tying up the Freeburg Waterloo players. Hoyt throws it behind the net. There's Jake Ressman. Ressman with the puck. He turns, fires it, and keeps it in. Hoyt back to Ressman. That comes out. Snake Ressman just throws it over to the boards as he gives his teammates some time to get caught up to it. That one gets to Hoyt. Hoyt a little bit too far for a lie, and icing waved off. Highland tries to keep that in. It's Hicks. Hicks comes out. Waits for his teammate to get in. Hicks loses the puck. Now he gets it into the zone. Hicks behind the net, throws it in front. Intercepted by Freeburg Waterloo. They get to the center line. Cooper Hicks up in the air. Freeburg Waterloo can't corral that and keep it on their stick. Leaves it at the point. That hits a foot of Wyatt Rinder. Snake Ressman takes the body there and comes back up to Hicks. Hicks has the puck. He skates it to the blue line. Hicks goes around. He leaves it for Rinder. Shot on goal. Gunter with the puck. He gets it to Nimmo. Nimmo's shot. That hits a body in front. Hicks with the puck. He's got it on his backhand. He leaves it for Gunter. Gunter looking in front. Holds it. Gunter holds it. He gets it taken from him. Rinder with the puck in the slot. Shot on goal. Freeburg Waterloo keeps that in. Rinder throws it to the front. Hicks pokes it on. That one's tipped away to Gunter. Gunter back to the point to Nimmo. Nimmo drives in. Dortch with the puck. Gunter falls back into Nimmo. Back to Dortch. Dortch with the puck. Nimmo lets it go all the way through. Highland with some good pressure. Not getting a whole lot of opportunities. Hicks with the puck. Tries to get it to Nimmo. Nimmo's got it on his... Oh, Nimmo bullied to the ground. Gunter can't keep that in. And Freeburg Waterloo is going to be offsides. Good pressure from Highland as we get several shots on goal, but nothing to go in. Here comes Ressman Jr. Ressman Jr.'s got a rush. He's with Oren. Ressman gets around one. That's a shot, a little bit too high. Weiss has got that. He tries to keep the puck in. That hits a skate. Nice job by Ressman to keep it in. He gets it to Oren. Kind of an awkward little pass and reception there. And Freeburg Waterloo's Bonenberger is going to skate it around his net. Picked there. Weiss with the puck. He loses it. Aravik aims to keep it in. He can't. Puck picked up by Neff. Neff's going one-on-one with Tolley. Neff leaves it for Bonenberger. Shot. And it goes in. Neff, Bonenberger, Neff. There's your names. And they've dominated Highland tonight 5-1 with 8:57 left to play here in period 3. Ugh. Boyd at the face-off dot. Freeburg Waterloo wins that one. Boyd's going to pick that up. He looks around. He's got Lai. Lai thrown into the boards. He didn't have the puck. And there's going to be a penalty. We're going to get an interference call on Freeburg Waterloo, and Highland will go on the power play. Back to Cooper Hicks. In with Hoyt. Cash Wallace turns that over to Freeburg Waterloo. Gonyechny plays with that one in the slot a little bit. Bulldogs chase the puck. We're on the power play. Played up to center ice. Played back to Cooper Hicks. Highland doesn't have anything going yet, and we're 45 seconds into the power play. Played up to Snake Ressman to Cash Wallace. Gets it up to Landon Hicks. Hicks skates in. Shot, and it goes in. Landon Hicks with the goal. Pulls the Bulldogs within 5-2. That's power play goal for Highland. Nimmo with a backhand over to Hauer. Hauer gets a stick up high. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. Into Highland territory. Here comes Zach Hauer. Zach gets across the blue line. Nimmo with the puck. 7:05 left to go here in the game. Hauer has the puck. Freeburg Waterloo with a shot. That one goes wide. Right in front. And it goes in. And that makes it 6-2. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty here. Maybe. Maybe not. Looks like maybe somebody been, I don't know, they've been kicked out of the game. That one played the distance. Icing waved off. Render with the puck. It's left for Tolley. Tolley has it. Flips it across to Patton Weiss. Weiss fires that one. Turned away by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. Weiss with the puck again. He looks in front. Too hard and high for Ressman. Kept in by Tolley. Nice job by Gus. He throws that off the leg pad. Nice shot and a goal. Wyatt Rinder is there. And he puts that one in for the Highland Bulldogs. And that pulls Highland within 6-3. Oh, nice job, Cash Wallace. He makes a nice move. Wallace looks for some help. Kept in at the point. Thrown on goal, just deflected away by the goaltender. Oren tries to sneak that one by the goalie. Kept in there by Hicks. Hoyt keeps it in. Highland retreats back to the center line. It's Jake Ressman. Ressman gets it up to the blue line. Oren skates it in. Oren knocks somebody's helmet down. Nice job by Cash Wallace. He gets it up to Oren. Oren skates it to center ice. He and Wallace 2-on-2. There's Hoyt with the puck. Hoyt in front. Nobody home. Left for Ressman. Hoyt with the puck. Cooper Hicks can't keep that in. Gets to center ice. Played over to Jake Ressman. Ressman fires it into the corner. Freeburg Waterloo with 4 minutes and some change to go. They get to center ice to the blue line. Played around the back of the net. Nobody home. That shot or pass goes wide either way. Thrown in front, there's Oren. Oren blisters it. The puck ping-ponging around. Jake Ressman's going to go in for that one. Freeburg Waterloo with the puck. That one's played up to Hicks. Hicks has the puck. He skates it to center ice, throws it right on goal. That's played into the corner by the Freeburg Waterloo goaltender. For Gunter. Gunter stands somebody up and knocks him right down. Aravik with the puck. He's able to keep that in. For the moment, they play it. Justin Lai back 2-on-1. Nice play by Lai. And Nimmo comes back to help. Hicks pushed from behind. Hicks with the puck. He gets it just a step inside the zone. And then Freeburg Waterloo. Highland can't get a hold of the puck. That's Gunter. Freeburg Waterloo skates it in. Neff pulls up. Bonenberger bothered. Aravik gets it up to Gunter. Pushes it into Hicks. Icing waved off. 2:55 left to play. Just playing out the string here. Freeburg Waterloo and Highland. 6-3. Freeburg Waterloo. Raging Bulldogs with the lead. Shot on goal. That gets turned away by Lai's ankles. Lai has the puck. He makes a nice move. Here comes Justin Lai. He gets it up to the center line. Lai tries to get a shot to go through. That hits some cankles. And Josh Ressman Jr. gets the puck to Gus Tolley. Tolley plays it up to Rinder. Rinder gets a stick on it. Lets it go all the way back around. Both teams getting pretty tired, it appears. Here comes Freeburg Waterloo. They get the puck. Jake Ressman takes the puck. He's going to skate it. He's got some distance. Jake gets it up to the blue line. He's taken into the boards. Rinder with the puck. He looks. Puck comes out to center ice. Freeburg Waterloo could have a 2-on-1. They're offsides. Konieczny gets a stick on that. Dorch out muscled there by Neff. Played around by for Cash Wallace. Nice move there. Shot and a goal by Jack Nimmo as he goes top shelf. That makes it 6-4 with just 1:16 left to play. Nice job there by Nimmo. Dorch is going to go off on a trip. Highland's going to have to kill a penalty here. 1:09 to go in the game. That'll do it from McKendree. 6-4 Freeburg Waterloo wins over Highland.